Okay, so good evening, everyone. Pleasure and honor to see everyone. Thursday night is not an easy job to leave the house, and I know you came from very, very far. I don't know where you came from, probably from home. But
I came from work, home, and from...
But this is a wonderful thing to see everyone. And today, we're going to talk about Parashat VAYETZE, as you all know, but before that a little bit, I think it's important to connect to the parasha from a very special place. I'm sure most of us have had experiences witnessing things in life that caused us to raise our hands to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and ask, why? There are so many times that we experience things either that happen to us or happen to others. It can be in the medical world, it can be many other concerns and many other issues in life. And we see pain, and we see suffering, and we see people that have a lot of questions. And asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why? And the truth of the matter is that logically there is no room to ask, because the why doesn't really start in question number 4,844. There are wise questions that we might ask ourselves in many different ways, even from very, very basic fundamental things around us. But nevertheless, when we experience pain and when we see serious issues that people are suffering, let alone, Has v'Shalom, kids that are suffering, no matter how high the level of emunah that you have, it would be a lie to say that something in our heart does not request for some kind of explanation. The pain that we have in asking why in those events usually come from the desire or the illusion that we have that we understand everything in life and we want to understand things. And we are raising the why when we don't understand. And why do we raise the why when we don't understand? Because we want to understand. When we want to understand things and we feel stuck not having the explanation or the understanding, we scream and say, like, why? I will never forget one of the greatest stories I've ever heard about the Ramban, Rabbeinu Moshe ben Nachman. He lived about 1,000 years ago. I think in English they call him a Nachmanides. The Ramban was one of the giants of the Rishonim. And the Ramban, also known as the biggest expert in Kabbalah in his generation, or probably in general. And they said that the Ramban once had a student who was 20 years old. He was 20 years old and very, very ill, very sick. And right before the Ramban realized that he is about to go, the Ramban came to him and he said, could you please do me a very big favor? He said, yes, Hacham, what do you want? He said, what I want you to do is, when you're going up there, I want you to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu 2 questions. And please come to me in the dream and tell me the answers. I said, sure. What do you want me to ask? He said, when you go up there, ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu question number 1. Is HaKadosh Baruch Hu happy with the Torah that I'm teaching? Am I doing what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants me to do? Am I fulfilling my mission in this world? I want to know, because if not, I have a chance to correct it. Second question I wanted to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why does a person like you, a tzaddik of 20 years old, suffer so much and die young? I care to know the answer. So the Ramban finished with that, and this student, a few weeks later, passed away. Sure enough, he came back to the Ramban in the dream, and the Ramban said to him, no, did you ask? Say, yeah. So what did you ask? He said, I asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu if the Torah that the Ramban is teaching is the Torah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is celebrating with. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, sure. HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved the Torah that the Ramban teaches. Second question, did you ask? Why does a person like you, a tzaddik like you, die in 20 years of age, so young, in such pain? He said, Mehila Rabbeinu, I didn't ask. So why didn't you ask this question? He said, because when you go there, you realize that there is no question. It will be one day. It will be one day that we are going through all kinds of things that no question will be asked, because we're going to see it. We will be able to see the light, we'll see all the explanation. Someone said a great line. He said, with faith, there is no questions. Without faith, there is no answers. Without bringing a Kadosh Baruch Hu into the game of life, there is absolutely no way whatsoever to understand what's flying in the world. And yes, it is true that in this world, we don't truly understand anything that's going on. This message, this powerful message, is going through the entire parasha we are going to read in Parashat VAYETZE, throughout the journey, the life journey of Yaakov Avinu. And what I want to do tonight is to go through the journey of Yaakov Avinu's life in Parashat VAYETZE, and to see from there what is the message Yaakov Avinu is teaching us in that very domain, in that very point. Yaakov Avinu, VAYETZE Yaakov mi Be'er Shava vayelech Harana. Yaakov Avinu is living Be'er Shava. I have no idea how to say hamama, maybe a greenhouse? How do you say hamama in English? A greenhouse? Yaakov Avinu, VAYETZE Yaakov mi Be'er Shava. Where is he living? Yaakov Avinu is leaving his house, is leaving his parents, is leaving Bet HaMidrash, is leaving Bet HaKnesset, is leaving his safe zone. A safe zone that created who he was. Yaakov Ishtam, Yoshev Ohalim. Yaakov Avinu was the biggest tzaddik in the world, growing in the healthiest, purest environment you could possibly dream to have. Yes or no? That was a beautiful life until Rivka Imenu told him what to do with the berachot of Yitzhak. And after he got in trouble with Esav, Rivka Imenu said, Yaakov, it's time for you to go. Esav is angry, he's upset, he's a little Moroccan, he's very dangerous, he wants to kill you. So get out of here, move. To where? I want you to go to Haran. And we need to understand that Yaakov Avinu is not leaving a location. Yaakov Avinu is not changing a zip code. He's actually changing his lifestyle. He's now changing from living in Bet HaMidrash from Mea She'arim, and he goes from Mea She'arim to downtown LA. The kind of people you dealt with in Bet HaKnesset, the kind of people you dealt with in Bet HaMidrash, the kind of books you read in Bet HaMidrash are no longer available. This is not time for you to dream on the nostalgia of those great days. In Moroccan Arabic we say, Yahsra ala dukliyam. Yahsra ala dukliyam, meaning I'm missing those old days. Now you're going to where? To downtown LA. Now you're going to deal with people that have absolutely zero connection between what they say and what they mean and what they feel and what they promise and what they fulfill and what they keep, what they don't keep. A completely different ballgame. Now you're going to deal with Hollywood. Hollywood people, everything is masks, nothing is real, people are not real, behavior is not real, nothing. Lavana Arami, the biggest Ramai on earth. And Yaakov Avinu is changing this lifestyle. And he can definitely ask himself right there, right now, what in the world do I need this for? What did I do? What did I do? Why am I here? It wasn't my idea. It was my mom's idea. It was my mom's idea. It was her idea. You know, my son asked me on Shabbat, he said, Abba, if somebody gives you an advice that puts your life in trouble, and now he's giving you advice how to get out of trouble, would you trust him, the second advice? Because his advice already proved that it puts you in trouble. But with Yaakov Avinu, it was a completely different story. Rivka told him to do what to do, and then what he did, and then she tells him, get out of here, go to Haran, go to my brother. And then the Torah said that Yaakov Avinu had a dream. What was the dream? We all know it. ויחלום והנה סולם מוצב ארצה וראשו מגיע השמיימה והנה מלאכי אלוהים עולים ויורדים בו והנה השם ניצב עליו. And Yaakov Avinu is dreaming the dream of his connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he sees Malachei Elohim. There's a lot to talk about this dream, to analyze it and to go deep in the interpretations and the explanations of our Hachamim and what was the dream exactly. But nevertheless, this is the dream that Yaakov Avinu has, but to describe, to manifest his connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yaakov Avinu is waking up, ויקץ יעקב משנתו, and then he says, ויאמר אכן יש, ויאמר אכן יש השם במקום הזה, ואנוכי לא ידעתי. So Yaakov Avinu gets up, wakes up from the dream, and he said, wow, there is God in this place. There's God in this place. God is everywhere. Yaakov Avinu, we have to understand before we move forward. Yaakov Avinu is Merkava LaShekhinah. Yaakov Avinu is Behir Avot. Is the favorite of all the Avot. Yaakov Avinu was super Kodesh Kodashim, 1,000,000%. Yaakov Avinu is somebody that we can learn from here till tomorrow. We will not understand the sand, the road he was walking on. We don't understand anything about him. But it's definitely when Yaakov Avinu said, ויאמר אכן יש השם במקום הזה, ואנוכי לא ידעתי. What is Yaakov Avinu saying here? That requires 6 months of learning just this pasuk. But nevertheless, he said for us, אנשים פשוטים, אכן יש השם במקום הזה, ואנוכי לא ידעתי. Okay. And then, when Yaakov Avinu is ready to go, Yaakov Avinu is taking a vow. וידר יעקב נדר לאמור. Yaakov Avinu is taking a vow. What is the vow? It's a very, let's pay attention to the words. Yaakov Avinu is saying, אם יהיה אלוהים עמדי. What does that mean? I'm on the journey right now. I'm in מסע חיי. I'm moving from Bet HaMidrash to Borei Olam knows where. And he says the following words, אם יהיה אלוהים עמדי. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu, let's translate it, literally translate it. אם יהיה אלוהים עמדי ושמרני בדרך הזה, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will guard me in this way, אשר אנוכי הולך, that I'm about to go, ונתן לי לחם לאכול ובגד ללבוש, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, ושבתי בשלום אל בית אבי, and I will come back in peace to the house of my father, then והיה השם לי לאלוקים, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be my God.
With a condition.
With a condition. There is absolutely no question that this pasuk requires serious attention. Yaakov Avinu, וידר יעקב נדר לאמור, אם יהיה אלוקים עמדי, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be with me, and he will guard me in this way, and he will give me bread and clothing, and I will come back to my father's house in one piece, then he will be my Hashem, my God. Are you making conditions with Borei Olam? It looks like it. Lich'ora, apparently, it looks like it. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this conditioned vow? Commitment. To understand that, we're going to go to a completely different story that I have to admit that at the very, very beginning, I had this question for many, many years. It was a great struggle for me. And I'm going to share with you the story in the Torah, the struggle, and we'll see how we can make peace with all of this in one shot. Yaakov Avinu is running from Esav, is getting to the place of Lavan, his uncle. And he's there for what purpose? He's there for what purpose?
Find a wife.
To find a wife, to get married. Yaakov Avinu is looking for a wife to get married. And he goes, ויהי כאשר ראה יעקב את רחל בת לבן, אחי אמו, ויגש יעקב ויגל את האבן, וישק יעקב לרחל, וישא את קולו ויבק. Yaakov Avinu knew something about marriage, right? First, וישק יעקב לרחל, and then you got stuck, and וישא את קולו ויבק. Once you get married, you start crying. That was, וישק יעקב לרחל, וישא את קולו ויבק. Simply understanding, simple understanding. Yaakov Avinu sees Rachel Imenu and he's crying. What is going on? He sees, obviously, when he sees Rachel Imenu, what does he see? All the commentaries, all the Mefarshim, the Hachamim, and the Torah. It's very clear. Yaakov Avinu was not Chas v'Shalom any one of us. Yaakov Avinu sees Rachel. He sees creating Am Yisrael. He sees the world. He sees who is going to die with him, who is not. I mean, Yaakov Avinu is seeing everything. What did Yaakov Avinu simply said, as the Torah said, about Rachel's sister? The Torah said, "Ve'eneh le'a rakot, ve'Rachel hayta yefat toar v'yifat mareh." So basically, Yaakov Avinu saw a billboard. Yaakov Avinu saw a billboard. What was saying on the billboard? And a question. Yaakov לרחל, עשיו ללאה. Signed, God. That was the blueprint of the universe. So when Yaakov Avinu sees Rachel, he sees his wife. Yaakov Avinu sees Rachel, he sees his wife, he sees his future, he sees his building Am Yisrael. That's what he sees. נכון? So when Lavan sees him, and he said to him, by the way, the whole art of lying and manipulation is right there. ויאמר לבן ליעקב, אחי, אחי אתה ואהבתני חינם, you are going to work for me for free. אגידה לי מה משכורתך, אגידה לי מה משכורתך, how much do you want me to pay you? Come on. I can't have you work for free. Yaakov Avinu replied in a very simple way. ויאהב יעקב את רחל, ויאמר אעב אותך 7 שנים ברחל בתך הקטנה. Yaakov Avinu is facing a liar, a very sophisticated liar. And when you have a sophisticated liar in front of you, you play no games and you have to make sure you cover yourself as best as possible. So Yaakov Avinu said, "E'ev otcha 7 shanim, I will serve you, I will work for you. 7 shanim berachel bitecha ketana." Why did he say berachel bitecha ketana? He wanted to make sure that he's going to end up with Rachel. Rachel, I switch the names. Now this is Rachel. Bitecha is also my daughter. Ketana. There is only one person that fits all the 3 categories. Rachel, bitecha, ketana, and this one. But Yaakov Avinu did not only cover himself, so to speak, with Lavan, he also made sure he covered himself with Rachel herself. And he went to Rachel, as we all know, and he gave her what? Jewelry. No, before that. He gave her a simanim. Yeah. What is a simanim? Yaakov went to Rachel and said, look, I know your family, you are coming from a great family. Your father is a great tzaddik. How do I say it? Not always stick with the truth. I trust your father, but with limitations. When we get married, after 7 years of me working hard to serve your father, I want to make sure I end up marrying you. So please, here is the deal. Excuse me, we're going to have some codes between us, some login information. I'm going to ask you questions. We're going to be secrets, codes between us. Only two people know the secrets, you and me. So when I get married, I'm going to come to the house and I'm going to ask you the questions. You are the only one knows the answers. So this way I can reassure myself you are the one I wanted to marry. So you are Rahel. No problem. Rahel accepted, Yaakov Avinu accepted, and that was the deal. After 7 years, Yaakov Avinu is going to his wedding night. But before that, if you want to pay attention, this is very important. When Yaakov Avinu said, "Vayomer e'evodcha sheva shanim berachel bitcha ketana," did Lavan accepted the deal? 7 years equal Rahel. Did Lavan accepted the deal? Apparently he did. And if Lavan agreed, what should be the answer of Lavan? This is just a side point. What should be the answer of Lavan? If Lavan accepted the deal, how should he reply? Yaakov Avinu said, "E'avotcha sheva shanim berachel bitcha ketana." Lavan should say, "Sure, yes sir, okay, deal. אני מסכים." ויאמר, the pasuk should say, "ויאמר לבן, מזל וברכה." Yeah, خلاص. Agreed. סימן טוב ומזל טוב. Deal. Whenever you see somebody is giving you 14 sentences and is not answering straight, you understand he's hiding something behind. ויאמר לבן, טוב תיתי אותה לך, מתיתי אותה לאיש אחר שבא עמדי. It is better for me to give her to you than giving her to someone else. Stay with me. Why you don't answer straight? Yes, deal. When you ask somebody a simple question and you get a speech, something is being covered beneath those words of the speech. ויעבוד יעקב ברחל, and when the wedding night comes, ויהי בבוקר והנה לאה. ויהי בבוקר והנה לאה. What does that mean? With all the passwords and all the codes and all the signs, all the simanim, all the reassuring systems that Yaakov Avinu tried to create, Lavan ended up giving him Leah instead of Rahel. What happened? What happened was that the pasuk said ve'ene Leah rakot. What is ve'ene Leah rakot? Leah also read the billboard. She saw that billboard. And she saw the billboard said Yaakov leRachel, Leah leEsav, signed God. She saw that billboard. She saw that words, be'otiyot, we call it in Hebrew, otiyot kiddush levana. Mirata, she saw all of this. And Leah said, ain't gonna happen. I'm not marrying Esau. And she started to pray and to pray and to cry and to beg Borei Olam. That's why ve'ene Leah rakot, her eyes were soft from the cries. Leah Imenu knew that she has power to change blueprints. She knew that the power of tefillah, which is a topic on its own, she knew she has power to change the blueprint. She could look on the billboard, signed God, and she said no. She prayed and prayed and prayed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that she will end up marrying Yaakov too. But there are some technicalities that she had to overcome. There are some codes she doesn't know. So Leah had another deep, meaningful conversation with her sister. And when Rachel saw the pain of Leah, when Rachel saw how much Leah is suffering and how much she's praying and crying her heart out to make sure that she's not going to end up with Esav, Rachel gave the simanim to Leah. She taught her the passwords. Whatever Yaakov will ask, she will answer. There is even a midrash that says that at that night, they were both in the room. Because Yaakov Avinu also was able to recognize the voice of Rachel. So Yaakov Avinu speaking to Leah, asking her the questions, and Rachel under the bed answered. Rachel had a tremendous mercy on Leah, and she did not want Leah to be embarrassed in that moment. She gave her the simanim. She gave her the simanim. And that act is known as the biggest act of Hesed in the world. As a matter of fact, there is a midrash in Midrash Echa that says when HaKadosh Baruch Hu exiled the Am Yisrael out of Eretz Yisrael, after Churban Beit HaMikdash, האבות הקדושים, אברהם, יצחק, יעקב, משה רבנו, etc. It's a midrash ארוך. Came to pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Avraham Avinu came to pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He said, Ribono shel Olam, I waited 100 years for a child. And after 100 years of having a child, you gave me a son, Yitzhak Avinu. And when he was 37 years of age, you asked me to sacrifice him for you. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't hesitate to do it. I went down, I myself tied him on the Mizbeach and was ready to bring him as a korban to you. Can't you take this zechut and save Am Yisrael from the Galut? Please do not take Am Yisrael to Galut or bring them back. Take my zechuyot. Said HaKadosh Baruch Hu, your zechut is wonderful, not sufficient. Yitzhak Avinu came to pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a long midrash. Yitzhak Avinu came to pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's Ribono shel Olam. I was 37 years of age and I knew that I'm going to be the continuation of Avraham Avinu, my father, and I'm going to create Am Yisrael, and you ask my father to bring me Ayeh Aseh Le'olah, Elokim Yir'elu Aseh Le'olah Beni, and I put myself, did not ask any questions. I was under the knife. I put myself under the knife for your honor. Can't you take this zechut and save Am Yisrael to come back? No. And the midrash goes on and on until Rachel Imenu came. When Rachel Imenu Alei Shalom, which is a very emotional story. When Rachel Imenu came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, she said, Ribono shel Olam, I read the blueprint. I knew I was supposed to be for Yaakov, the only me, just me. And I couldn't see my sister suffering. And I gave her the simanim. I was kind to my sister. Can't you take, with tears, can't you take my hesed and save Am Yisrael? Said HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Rachel Imenu, yours I will take. כה אמר השם to Rachel Imenu, מנעי קולך מבכי, מעינייך מדמעה, כי יש שכר לפעולתך, ושבו בנים לגבולם. Don't worry about it. Rachel, for you, for the hesed, for the act of kindness you did to your sister Leah, no problem. Now the truth of the matter is that for many years I had this question. I'm going to share with you the way it is. I had the following question, what I'm going to ask. For many years. And to be quite honest, for many years I was afraid to ask. For two reasons. Number one, you ask a question about Rachel Imenu, Kodesh Kodashim of all holiness in the world. Rachel Imenu Alei Shalom. Tzaddiket of all tzaddikot, yes or no? So who are you to ask questions on Rachel Imenu? Number two, it's such a good story. And such an emotional story. And such a holy story. Why shaking that? Why shaking that story? This is a beautiful story. Why shaking it? So for many years I had a serious concern, like fear. I kept the question in my mind, and I was fearful to ask this question to anybody. But I guess I couldn't take it anymore, so I raised the question a few years ago. And the question is as follows. Is it true to say that Rachel Imenu towards Leah acted with Hesed? 1,000,000%. Any question about it? No. Did Rachel Imenu acted with kindness and Hesed to Leah? Yes. She saved her sister not being married to Esav Rasha. 1,000,000% Hesed. However, I almost said but however is a better word. However, she did it on the account of Yaakov. What kind of Hesed it is that you are helping your sister beautifully by I don't want to say the word, by being not so truthful and loyal to Yaakov. You're not the only one in the game. I want to save my sister, but someone else will pay the price. Someone else will pay the price. Yaakov Avinu trusted you. You betrayed his trust. Yaakov Avinu trusted you, didn't believe your father, didn't believe you, and he asked you for codes, and he created some passwords with you. It was clear he doesn't want Leah. It was clear he was concerned that someone will trick him. Will trick him, yes or no? So you know it is important for Yaakov to marry you. So you want to be kind to Leah, not a problem. Go kill Esav. But you are kind to Leah on my account. You are taking $100 from someone. You're stealing $100 because you're very righteous and kind to do tzedakah. So you're taking from X and give it to Y. Why this is Hesed? Why this is Hesed? This is kindness. If Yaakov Avinu is paying the price. Now I want you to know, I asked this question. I was in the bar mitzvah of Shai this week. Bat mitzvah. Of Shai Gozlan. Should always celebrate him and his family and all of us, Be'ezrat Hashem, always semachot. But I was in the bat mitzvah and I was sitting on the table with Hacham Moshe Pinto, the rabbi here in Baba Sali. So we were a few rabbis there, and I felt this is a proper moment, and I asked him the question. Now, Rabbi Moshe Pinto is a very young person, but I have to tell you, is very, very brilliant, very smart, very smart. Tzaddik probably too, but very smart as well, and he knows a lot. So it was a very proper moment to ask him this question, and I asked him this question. So I'm going to tell you my answer and his answer, and I think both are completing each other, and they're both powerfully insightful for our lives, and they will explain that story. Here's the deal. When Yaakov Avinu wanted to marry Rachel, why did he want to marry Rachel? Why did Yaakov want to marry Rachel? Huh? But why Rachel? Why not Leah?
From the simple,
Why Rachel?
from the pshat,
Yeah,
she's beautiful.
she's beautiful. Okay.
She's beautiful. The other one only are Zrakot.
Okay.
Rachel says she's beautiful.
So if we read the Pesukim, literally speaking, in our language, it might feel like that. But we need to know that Yaakov Avinu is a little bit higher, not a little bit, by far higher than that. Yaakov Avinu has only one agenda in life, from the very beginning of his life until his very last day. Yaakov Avinu had absolutely zero personal agenda in life. Yaakov Avinu had only one agenda in life, and that is to serve Hashem. Yaakov Avinu could not care less about any personal preferences in life, except for one, to serve Hashem. Every single act, every single action that Yaakov Avinu was involved in, it was v'taher libenu le'avdecha be'emet. 100%. There is only one thing he cared for, Retzon Hashem, the will of Borei Olam in the world. Yaakov Avinu comes and read the billboard. Rachel leYaakov, Leah leEsav, Rachel leYaakov. Why does Yaakov Avinu wants to marry Rachel? Because that is Retzon Hashem. There's no beauty, there is nothing. There is Retzon Hashem. Hashem wants you to marry Rachel. And here is the $10 billion point. What did Leah do when she prayed? Leah changed what? Retzon Hashem. Now what is Retzon Hashem? That Yaakov will marry Rachel and Leah. One of the commentaries on the Torah said, one of the Hachamim said, that Leah not only prayed, she also had a claim against Yaakov. It is true, she said, that the original plan was Yaakov Rachel, Leah leEsav. But when you took the berachot, you took the part of Esav. It's a package deal. When Yaakov was Yaakov and Esav was Esav, Rachel was for Yaakov and Leah was for Esav. But the moment you took the Bechorah from Esav, I belong to you. So what Leah did by her prayers, by her cryings to Borei Olam, she basically made Borei Olam's will that she will marry Yaakov. Now Rachel realized that she's not doing anything bad to Yaakov. This is not on Yaakov's account. What does Yaakov care for? He doesn't care for Rachel, he cares for Retzon Hashem. This is Retzon Hashem. You don't know it yet? Fine. But the question is, why this is Hesed? On the account of Yaakov? It's not on the account of Yaakov. Because Yaakov has no accounts. He has no preferences. He has no personal agenda in life. He has one thing. What does Borei Olam wants me to do now? Yaakov Avinu is leaving Be'er Sheva. He's going to Haran. Vayishan b'makom, vayalen sham, vayishkav b'makom, vayalen sham, vayachalom, v'hine sulam mutzav arza, v'rosho magia hashamayma. And what does it say? ויקץ יעקב משנתו ויאמר אכן יש השם במקום הזה. Remember? אכן יש השם במקום הזה ואנוכי לא ידעתי. יעקב אבינו is saying, this is my slogan in life. This is my mantra in life. This is my agenda. This is my mission. To understand that in every second and circumstances in life, אכן יש השם במקום הזה. Anything that happened to me, My fault, not my fault. I understand, I don't understand, I agree, I disagree. Makes sense, doesn't make sense. Difficulties, a lot of questions. What am I doing here? Why here? Why me going from Bet Midrash to downtown LA to deal with all those snakes and liars and cheaters? And lama, what do I need this for? It doesn't matter. Achen yesh Hashem b'makom hazeh. Person needs to know the simple emunah in the world. Moroccan people compiled all of this in one small sentence, and the Moroccan people say, Kil shifidullah. What is Kil shifidullah? Everything is in the hands of Borei Olam. It's easy to say for us. Yaakov Avinu was living life like that. Achen yesh Hashem b'makom hazeh. I am only connected to Ratzon Hashem. But where did Yaakov Avinu had this practice, learning? Bet HaMidrash. It's easy to be religious in Bet HaKnesset. It's easy to be religious in Bet HaMidrash. It's easy to be religious when all you do is learning Torah all day and night long. Being in Bet HaKnesset tzaddik, easy. Being in downtown LA tzaddik, that's a whole different thing. Being in the business world, when you go for an estimate and there is an old lady that happened to have a lot of money and she only needs to change 2 windows and 1 door, and you have the lid and you go to her and realize that this is a good deal over here, and you convince her to have a 2nd floor and an extension and a new kitchen she never asked for, because you know you can get $500,000 there instead of $2,500 deal that she called for. Over there, let's see you being honest. Over there, let's see you being real. It's a whole different ballgame. Temptations and all kinds of games that you might wish to play. Yaakov Avinu is moving from Bet HaMidrash to here. But in Bet HaMidrash, he was Yaakov Ishtam Yoshev Ohalim, biggest tzaddik in the world. Said Yaakov Avinu, how would I know that my feeling for Borei Olam, my connection of Borei Olam is real? Only if I can test it in downtown. If I can test those powers in downtown and remain the same tzaddik, that means I really adopted Borei Olam as the only way of life. And that's the meaning of the neder. Yaakov Avinu is saying, Im yeh Elokim imadi, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu that I know will be with me, where? B'derech hazeh asher anochi holech, in my new way, in my new lifestyle, in dealing with liars and cheaters and manipulators. Ushmarani b'derech hazeh, I will have enough spiritual strength to guard myself under those circumstances. ונתן לי לחם לאכול ובגד ללבוש, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give me whatever wealth, but I will be satisfied with לחם לאכול, בגד ללבוש, simple life. ושבתי בשלום אל בית אבי, and I will be able to come back to my father as original as I left. Then I know, והיה השם לי לאלוקים. Then I know that the Elokim that I serve is strong enough in me because he was able to carry me there. This is a whole different ballgame. Achen yesh Hashem b'makom hazeh, to be able to overcome the challenges, the temptations in difficult circumstances. That's the proof that when I was in Bet HaKnesset, I was real. Because it's easy to be religious there. Let me see your honesty and integrity and loyalty and righteousness in downtown. Ze v'haya Hashem li l'Elokim. That's what Rachel Imenu did. Rachel Imenu went to Leah and she said, listen, you changed the billboard. Now what's Ratzon Hashem is? Ratzon Hashem is Yaakov will marry Leah also. Then don't worry, dear. He will be okay. Yaakov will be happy. Because now that this is Ratzon Hashem, he'll be happy. Achen yesh Hashem b'makom hazeh, that's it. That's what I believe why it is still kindness. It's not on the account of Yaakov. But as I said, I have to share it. I have to tell you, I enjoyed so much the explanation that Chacham Moshe Pinto gave me. I wrote it down also right away, and it was really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. It's worth repeating it and worth sharing it with the world. He said, look, and by the way, he said it like on the spot, like without, there on the spot. He said, look, you have, that's what he told me. He said, you have a challenge to understand why this is Hesed, because you think Hesed only comes in one form. When you think about Hesed, what do you have Hesed in mind? You see somebody in need. You see somebody needs any kind of help. And you extend your hands to your pocket and you pull out $100 and you give and you feed and you give and you support and you love and you care. Someone has a need and you give what this person needs. Make sense? You have to agree with me, he said, that there are sometimes acts that might sound cruel, but they represent kindness. He said, Haz v'shalom, not on anybody in the world. A person has a child who needs an open heart surgery. And this guy goes and takes $500,000, hired the best doctor in the world, and he puts his son in the knives of the surgeon. Knives, blood, God knows what. Is it Hesed? Is it kindness? Of course. Is it painful? Yeah. It's painful now. But later on, it's a big favor. It's a big Hesed. So yes, sometimes Hesed doesn't come on the first glance as the act of kindness. What is he saying? So he said, listen, we know that the original plan, listen to this is really magnificent idea. I'm really excited because it resonates very well. He said, look, what was the original plan? The original plan was Yaakov marrying who? Rachel. How many kids will come out of this? 2. Yosef and Binyamin. That didn't change. Yosef and Binyamin, right? What about the rest? No. Leah is not in the picture. What about the rest? The rest is Yaakov Avinu was not planned to create the Shvatim, the tribes. Am Yisrael. Yosef was. So the idea was, Yaakov, this is the blueprint. The blueprint had a footnote. What do you call it? Footnote? In the bottom notes. When you read the blueprint, it says, Yaakov and Rachel, yes. And from them, Yosef and Binyamin. And from Yosef, 10 tribes. So who brings Am Yisrael? Who built Am Yisrael? Yosef. When Leah got involved, when Rachel brought Leah to the game, who built Am Yisrael? Yaakov. This is a Hesed to Yaakov or not? Of course. It doesn't look like it. It looks like a cheating. It looks like a lying. It looks like a manipulation. Yaakov rak Yosef and Binyamin. And from Yosef, 10 kids. And then Yaakov Avinu will have to come to Egypt, ביציאת מצרים, בשלשלאות של ברזל. In a humiliation and painful way. So what Rachel did, in her creative ways, Rachel came to her father, Rachel came to Leah, and brought Leah to the game, to cause Yaakov Avinu to build Am Yisrael. It's huge chesed. So now ask Yaakov Avinu, is what Rachel did was good? Was it on your account? At the moment it looks like it. But what Rachel Imenu Alea Shalom HaKdosha VaTehora is teaching us, don't look at life on the current moment. You might not feel the hesed in that moment. It looks painful. The experience is hard. You're going through a challenge. You're going through darkness. You're going through pain. Yes, if you judge current moment, it looks bad. It looks like we had a marriage agreement and you went and brought Leah to the game. My dear Yaakov, I did the biggest hesed with you. You are the one that built Am Yisrael. Is it hesed? Yes. Does it feel like hesed at the beginning? No. But it doesn't matter. That's what Rabbi Pinto said. It's a gorgeous idea. It's a gorgeous idea. The bottom line of this is, we have questions. We might not understand. We might have difficulties. We might have darkness. We might have challenges in life. All fair. It's true. It's painful. It's difficult. Yes. But what Yaakov Avinu is giving us is the biggest gift in the world, and with Rachel Imenu, and with Leah. They're giving us the biggest gift in the world. They are begging us and demanding from us to exercise this emunah peshuta, this pure and simple faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And to always remember, Achen yesh Hashem b'makom zeh. True, ve'anochi lo yadati, I don't see it, I don't know what the plan is, but you don't need to know the plan. All you need to know is that there is a plan. This emunah temima, this emunah peshuta in understanding and in experiencing that Borei Olam is everywhere and at all times. And there is a plan. And there is a plan. I want to tell you this. I was, and I am still, always very, very, very inspired by the old-fashioned faith, emunah, that our parents and mothers and grandmothers, the elders of the previous generation, to see their faith, to see their emunah is so remarkable. I will never forget when I was a rabbi in Beverly Hills in Magen David there. This is 15 years ago. I used to go to Bet HaKnesset at 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning. And I had in mind that I am probably the first one there. First one there. And every time I go to Bet HaKnesset, there was this old lady, Persian lady. I think she was at least 80 years old back in the day. I hope she's still alive. Tremendous tzaddiket. Be'emet, my heart is melting thinking about that experience. Every morning I come to Bet HaKnesset, she was there for an hour before me. The Bet HaKnesset was dark. She was sitting under, do you see this Ner Tamid? She was sitting under this Ner Tamid, this light, and reading Tehillim. She look at the Tehillim and she reads the Tehillim. One day, I went to one of my friends in Bet HaKnesset, and I said, I have to tell you something. That's what I told him. I said, I'm very impressed with her. This is really incredible lesson for me. I look at her and she's the best role model of my life. And I'm sure she knows the Tehillim by heart, way better than I ever will be able to know. He said, no, you don't understand. She doesn't know a word of Tehillim. So what are you talking about? He said she doesn't know how to read a word. But she sits there and open Tehillim. Yeah, but she doesn't read. She doesn't know how to read. She speaks to Borei Olam. 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Every morning. 80 years old. Doesn't know how to read. That's having a relationship with Borei Olam. Really relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Appointment. What is she saying? I don't know what she's saying. One thing I do know, whatever she says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu listen to. You see a woman, you don't know from where. I don't know what her life experience is. But for me to see her was for me to see someone, a daughter, speaking to her father, Borei Olam. As simple as that. This level of emunah, this level of faith, this level of connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's what Yaakov Avinu is teaching us. It's what Rachel Imenu is teaching us. It's what Leah Imenu is teaching us. Is it difficult? Cry your heart out to Borei Olam. Ve'anei le'arakot. Don't be afraid. It's written on the billboard. You have power to change that. Get closer to Borei Olam. Understand that Achen yesh Hashem b'makom hazeh. Have one agenda in life, to serve Borei Olam and nothing else. When we are in the mission of serving Borei Olam, and this is the only agenda we have, and in every challenging moment, we only face Borei Olam and say, Borei Olam, okay, what do I need to do now? And we always check to improve ourselves in that relationship. Sky's the limit, how much connection we can have with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and how much beracha we will get from Borei Olam, no matter what the original blueprint is. And that's the level of power of emunah peshuta we'll learn from Yaakov. This is from Rachel and from Leah Imenu, that zechutam tagen aleinu. Amen. Have a great night.